All right, so my name is Jeff Buchanan, Jensen, aka Jack Tandu, Tandu for the shorts. I'm gonna take a big break from making the jambalaya Christmas videos because, as you may know, Christmas is over, and my intentions were to actually finish that project before Christmas and have you guys listen to a Christmas story that I come up with originality. But I think I took on a whale of a project, trying to catch a whale with only a small fish hook, and anyways, I'm still gonna get at it, but I'll probably take a break from it because trying to figure out how Rudolph and all these reindeer talk is a little bit more difficult than I have expected. But I'm gonna go on a story. So the day before Christmas, we have this Christmas party at my school, or not my school, but the school that I work at, and it was really getting good and stuff like that. My boss is like, "Well, we're gonna pay you early so that." Because we're going on vacation and we're not going to be able to pay you when we're in the other country. So I said, "Oh, it's great. Guess what? One of my best friends from Germany, who I've known for over probably 9 years, he came into town to Seoul. And my other best buddy, he lives up there too. So I guess I got a little cash. I can make it up there." Turns out they live in Incheon. I live in Ulsan. And now there's direct buses and direct flights. But if you go on short notice, you don't really... you sometimes can't get the ticket that you want. And so anyways, I go up to the thing. I'm at my house. My house is super clean. I'm like, well, I guess I can go. You know what I mean? I got a little money. So I go up to Seoul, right? I pack my things, pack my bag, right? And this is where it gets interesting. I put my keys in my bag. I ain't driving there, but I put my keys in my bag to my car. I only got one set of keys. I haven't made a duplicate yet. What's wrong with you? Anyways, so I get to the bus terminal. They're like, "Oh, there's no direct buses to where you need to go." So I was like, "Well, just put me up in Seoul. You know, I'll take a taxi for $30, subway, another. I'll take the mission on. I don't give up." So anyways, I get up there. I'm on the bus. I get on the bus and I sit in the very front. And turns out this one guy I played rugby with one time named George, he's on the bus too. And we're on the bus at 12:30. We got like a 4.5 or 5 hour bus ride to do. And so George and I were talking. We're talking a little loud, and this old Korean woman behind us says, "Hey, y'all are too loud. You need to be quiet." So George and I are like, "All right, fine. We got to talk a little bit like more quiet, like ear to ear and stuff like that." We're sitting next to each other. And anyways, we have a great old time. We get off the bus about 5:36. And this is where the story gets a little bit out of control. George says, "Hey, Jeffrey, your friends are probably sleeping right now. Why don't we just go to this kind of a pub, bistro type of thing right down the street? We'll take a subway line there. It takes 10 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Charge my phone. We'll go there." So we go there. We end up leaving at 11:30. So I actually give my bag to the people at the place, which was a great idea. They hold my bag. I was going to get it when I leave. Turns out I forgot. Why? You can come to your own conclusions. So anyways, George, he takes another subway line, and I'm like, okay, now I got to get to my friend's house, right? So my phone's dead, right? I show the taxi driver the address, but midway through it, my phone dies. And so I'm going like 30 minutes in a taxi. He's getting all mad, blah, 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 blah. And it turns out I only got like $15. That's not enough to cover the taxi. So he gets all mad, blah, blah, blah. He calls the cops. I say, all you got to do is charge the phone, take me to an ATM. No, he's just not listening to me. He's just not having it, right? So anyways, that said short, I'm dropped off in the middle of some little village or sub-city in Seoul. And I'm like, okay, fine. Finally, I go to the place where the ATM, like a 7-Eleven or an 812, whatever, 913, whatever you want to go to, right? They're all the same, right? And I charge my phone. Then I get in the taxi. I'm okay. The guy's like, okay, yeah. And at this point, I'm like, I have no recollection. I'm like, where's my bag? Okay, anyway, someone's going to find it and call me. But the thing about me is I don't even have my contact information except in like one of these little memos that I always take around, and it has like right on the inside, you would have my name, right? And then, okay, I'm going on the fact that people are smart enough. Not this place. So anyways, I get in the taxi, blah, blah, blah. We're having a good old conversation. And my friend's wife works for Korean Air and stuff like that. And so blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, this place is dope. So I get out of the taxi and I leave my phone in the taxi. I'm like, oh man, I've already lost my bag. Now I'm going to lose my phone. Anyways, this maybe a lady a little older than me, right? She's walking by. I say, hey, get back. And so I call my phone. Taxi driver says, okay, I'll come back in about 20 minutes. Comes back in 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm standing out in the cold like, oh my gosh, how could this get any worse on Christmas? This is my Christmas present? No. Anyways, he comes back to my phone. He's like, I don't want $10. I want 20. I'm like, man, man, all right, fine, here's $20. So anyways, I got like probably like 4% battery. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the 7-Eleven again and charge it again. No. Anyways, I call my buddy Chuck, and I'm looking around. I'm like, at this point, I'm in the daze. I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, then there's Chuck, okay? So get in the whatever, get to Chuck's house, whatever. My other buddy Ronnie's there. We have a good old time in Seoul. Great times, super times, blah, blah, blah. Ronnie's like, Jeffrey, you probably got to get your bag again. I said, you know what? That'd be real, real nice, but I don't have no actually recollection or collection of memory that would be able to bring me back to where the bag was. Anyways, I cut my losses, take a plane back to Ulsan in the morning. I'm like, oh man, this is the worst. My car keys, my AirPods, some of my super nice toiletries, my Gillette shaver, my Puma spandex soccer tights. What else I got in there? I got a Costco shirt, a polo shirt, a bunch of jeans, a pair of Levi jeans that I had for like 10 years. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. My sketch pad, my memo. I'm like, why don't they look in the memo? My name is right there. Turns out they didn't. Anyways, cleaned my house up after a Christmas party. I went to go see my good buddy Al, and he had a nice little dinner at his bar in downtown, and it was great to see all my old friends there too as well. And then, so anyways, I get back, whatever, go to work the next day, and I'm like, wait a minute. So my mind starts going like, hey, all you gotta do is find that place. Blah, blah, blah. I contact my friend George. He's like, this is the place. So I'm like, oh, wait. All right, Oasis, this is the place. So I'm trying to call them. They don't got a working number. Every single number that they got on the internet or any type of blog doesn't work. This number does not work. Please try again. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, don't give up. Do not give up. And at this point, I'm like, well, if you lose these things, they're all monetary things. They're all materialistic things. Not materialistic, but material things. They're all replaceable. But I say to myself, do not give up. So anyways, I called the translation service here in Korea, and the lady's like, how come you don't know where your bags was lost? I'm like, well, lady, we were on like some sort of Chejayu Mohom, Freedom's Adventure. I'm not quite sure how to explain it to you. Anyways, I was like, I know it is in Itaewon near this address. So anyways, they patched me into the local police department. The guy there, wonderful guy, speaks English. He's like, oh, here's the number to the place. Finally, the number works. Dring, 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 dring. This thing's gonna ring forever. No one's gonna pick up. I'm like, I bet you they're just partying it up again on a Wednesday night or something here in Korea. Whatever it was. They don't answer. So the guy's like, okay, can you explain the bag to me? I was like, yeah, it's a Swiss bag. This is this, and there's this and that, and blah, blah. This is a black and gray bag for the carry-on bag. He's like, okay. So what I'll do is I'll go down there. I know they're open. I've been there before myself. I said, oh, really? He's like, yeah, it's a fun place. He said it gets a little wild sometimes, but it's a fun place. So he goes there. I get this message. He's like, okay, I get the first message. It's like, okay, we have your report received for your lost items. Second one, 1 hour later, he said, we have found items that are similar to your report. He calls me back at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, hello. He's like, yes, Jeffrey. I said, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, we found the bag. I said, oh, that is just wonderful. He says, but the name on the bag it's not your name. I said, well, how many bags that people lose at that Oasis bar on that single day, and then it's not my name? So I said, whose name was it? He says, oh, the name is Rose Jensen. I said, oh, officer, that's my mom. He said, oh, really? He said, well, can you? I said, hey, go look inside the memo on the inside flap. And so he opens up the memo. He's like, okay. I said, on the inside cover. And he's doing his best to speak English. He can speak English actually quite well. Probably not as good as me, which that is obvious. So anyways, he said, oh, that is your name, Jeffrey. He said, well, I said, can you guys like mail it to me or something like that? And he said, no, you have to come up to Itaewon again and pick it up. That's how lost and founds work. And so I said, okay, that's fine. I said, well, I guess that's the only Christmas present I got besides a pair of shoes from my buddy Chuck. He says, ha, ha, ha. He starts laughing and stuff. He said, when do you plan to come? I said, well, I got to go to Philippines, see my buddy Kevin for his wedding. And, I'm not going to have my AirPods and my Puma spandex that I wish I would always be able to wear because they are just so comfy. Anywho, doodle, rock-a-noodle, chicken noodle. I got the bag back. I haven't gotten it yet. I got to go back up to Seoul to Itaewon. But when I go up there, I'm going to be on a cautious Jaguar mode, looking out like monkey ears, like, no, don't get trapped up in that Freedom Adventure. So anyways, long story short, you got to understand, like, I got to meet George on the bus. I got to see my best friends in Seoul. I had a great time. And, at some point, you got to be a little bit careful when you go on a Freedom Adventure. And, yeah, that's the story. And you know, I'm trying to get back on these jambalaya Christmas videos, and I'm gonna try to do more videos. More videos are coming up in New Year, so I hope that you enjoy my stuff and love me for who I am. My name is Jeffrey Kenneth Jensen, aka Jack Tandu, Tandu TV for the shorts. Peace. All right, so my name is Jeffrey Kenneth Jensen, aka Jack Tandu, Tandu for the shorts. I'm gonna